この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for ReZero episode 8. And we're going to be restarting once again, and this time it will be Subaru's first intentional restart. And I think I want to dwell on that for a second, because it really strikes me as very important that this was a choice. That if we think about it, with Betty's protection, I think Subaru could have left. Could have simply walked away from all of the struggles of this mansion and given up on all of the promises that he's made to himself to protect the people within it, to find and save Amelia. He could have walked away from all of it. And it turns out that the author is of a similar persuasion or opinion, because it turns out, thank you, Near, for commenting this on the Patreon, that the author has released a series of what-if short stories, and this moment is one of the branching points that he chose to highlight. What if Subaru didn't throw himself off that cliff, but instead decided to run away from here and follow a different path, avoid his self-inflicted heroic responsibilities, and wander this world without friends or allies? Cool. An interesting thing. In our context, I think the important part is that this is a major shift of perspective for us as viewers and mystery solvers, and for Subaru as a self-inflicted heroic protagonist. He's taken the reins. He's reached out and grasped metaphorically at the sun. He's decided to do what he wants with his life. And what he wants, it seems, is to be close to these people around him, because he was just getting to like them, to fall in love with all of these beautiful people. And it was all ripped away from him yet again. So he chooses to throw it all away, start over, finally embrace his power in that sense. And now the question is, what tact will he take? I think you gotta befriend the girls, and I think you gotta go about that by working with them. I think that's the best move. I don't like the house guest idea. But maybe Subaru's got better ideas than I do. I wouldn't put it past him. He's come up with some clever plans before, and despite my inclination, let's say, to doubt him, and I do have an inclination to doubt him. He's a normal shithead boyo in a magical fantasy world with fighters and powerful people and stuff. Like, if you or me got dropped into a D&D fantasy world, we'd get dead. We'd get dead or enslaved or fucked over in some way. And if we tried to go fisticuffs with a super speedy witch with lots of blades and stuff, that wouldn't go very well for us either. But proof is in the pudding, and Subaru has been making some pretty tasty pudding. I don't know what that means, but he's been trying, and it works sometimes. Now we get to restart. I think. I don't think we're going to get much more insight into the power itself, but we've already gotten a huge clue. He smells of the witch, and more so after it touches him and prevents him from speaking what's going on. We also got some other clues. More like clues of elimination. 100% Rem and Ram have been responsible for some of Subaru's deaths. But 100% they absolutely were not responsible for the weakness, death curse that has killed both Subaru and Rem. So, someone else is here, and we've been thrown by Rem during her chasing down of Subaru and beating him with chains. We've been thrown 2 solid leads. One, the cult of the witch. Likely, given the cursed nature of the thing. And also, curious because they're going after people who aren't Amelia. The second is the political powers that don't want Amelia to rise. But that raises the question, why would they poison her They're not even her attendants, just people around her. What would be the point of that? Unless they missed or something. That doesn't make sense to me. So my money is on the Cult of the Witch, or we don't have any idea what's going on here. But I'm pretty sure that even though Rem 100% will kill Subaru, if he doesn't do something to prove himself loyal, worthy of respect, etc., and not a member of the Cult of the Witch, which has caused problems for Ram, 100% she'll kill him, but she's not the main threat. And so we enter in what I have called before a deeply tangled web. And as I've spoken about it, I keep getting more excited because there are a lot of threads in play here, and the way they weave together is yet a mystery to me. I'm going to do the quickest of scribbles. This is going to be really fast, and you'll see why in a second. I think I can make it work with just 2 shapes. Yep. That doesn't work. You know what? This needs to be filled in for it to work. There we go. Sky above, earth below, and an empty void between you and anything you'd want to get to. Embrace the void, Subaru. Leap into the unknown. All right, we're going to watch episode 8. This one has custom subs provided by the Discord. Cool. Let's watch it. 2 versions, picture-in-picture in the description, timer on YouTube, beep beep timer to count you down, early access on the Patreon. Let's see how Subaru decides to tackle yet another loop in the Roswell manner. Beep beep timer. Oh, maybe we will get insights about the win. Nope, just a hand. Come on, you gotta be on the ball from moment 1. What's up? Yep, think it through. Oh. Aww. That's meaningless to them. Yeah, I think you're real weird. Thanks. At this point, yes. At this point, absolutely, he's gained that fetish. Yes, please insult me more. That's a start. This is a good start. So cheesy. Such a cheeseball Subaru. Might as well get started. What are you gonna get started with, bro? He's played it well so far. This is the best start by a long shot. Just don't fuck it up. If we're following the formula, then this should be the successful loop, right? Which means it would be really painful if we weren't successful this loop. I love the way the OP bounces back and forth between, just drops out most of the instrumental to be a little calmer and then brings it right back in. Nice! That's the one. Mm. He's good at everything. He's good at everything. 100%. So, bath time. Oh, he's finally training martially. He's finally training. It's not gonna do it, but holy shit. Got a lot to do. Hmm. It's a spirit something. Hmm? Hmm. 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 Yeah, I was gonna say like breath. All living things have mana. You suck. None. Zero affinity. No, 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 no. Uh. Uh. No. What? That wasn't listed in the 4. Makes sense with your arm thing. That'd be cool. That's great. That's great. What powerful control abilities? Psychic control abilities? Fuck. I'm blind. Oh shit. He's got an affinity for this space. Which means terror. I don't like it. Whoosh. Oh my god, man. Uh. Okay. Learn some, yeah, learn some magic. uh. Yeah, but what's the gate? Where's the gate? Yum 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 yum. Fuck. I don't like it. He's gonna explode. He's got a leaky sphincter. Yeah. Huh. You're not very good at letting your truth through, are you? That's super fascinating. If you don't use your social skills, for example, Oh, sick. Wow. Sorry for making you do that is way worse than thank you for doing that. Oh, that's so good. All right, what is this? Now with different color. Hey, he learned to cut vegetables. Dog. Proper warning so your sister does not act. So I think we have avoided murder. Maybe. Yeah. Good move. Fuck. But you can prevent it from being activated. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, why are you so witch stanky? You don't know nothing. Finally! Whoa! She ate them? Whoa! She did what? That's dank! That's crazy! Fully immortal, always hungry. Ooh. Huh? 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 Yeah. Nutcase. It actually doesn't make sense to me. Oh, she was trying to push you away? Ah. Mm. Dude, you're you're gonna make them suspicious of you for being too much. Wow. Is this the after effects of the fruit? He's just pushing himself into it. Aww. You don't. Envy. Goofy goober. He's doing great. Hmm. Hmm? Hmm? Hmm. What caused that? Maybe when he let the gate open? Yeah, it is really becoming overbearing. You gotta take a solid calm, man. Hmm. Uh-oh. I thought he was gonna knock the face back over. Ooh, suspicious. Yeah, he's faking it, man. Inside and outside. He's trying to push, push, push. All out, all out. Whoa. Yo, he's exploding. Pressure, 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 pressure. Take a break. Got it. Again, thinking about how he looks, not how he feels or how he is. Huh, fake smile back on. Stop it! Oh, my guy. Sit. Yes! Sit. Calm. Oh! Gonna lapse it! Hell yeah! Level up. Blush at the tip of the ears. Funk. Hell yeah. That's part of the point. That's part of the point. It's part of the point. It's a nice view, though. Mm. To be seen through and accepted for who you are behind the mask is powerful. It's not about weakness. Can't. No fucking witty retorts, you dumbass. It's too late. Yeah, man. It's been really, really hard. Mask off. Can't tell her the truth, but he can speak what he feels. Holy shit. Like an angel. Hmm. And a good thing. Well, you'll get over that part. Aw, softens just a smidge. That'll do it. Hey, we're not gonna get murdered by the maids. I think we're not gonna get murdered by the maids. I think we did it. Yes, and it was great. Yes, and it was great. You call me what? Nope. You're gonna get killed. You're gonna get fucking killed, man. You gotta know when to not do it. Hmm. You did. How? By watching them be activated? Ooh. Yeah. Whoa, or it was Roswell. Or somebody invisible. Or somebody with the hand when you were asleep. Maybe. I don't I don't know. I don't know. I feel like he's jumping on it, but he might be right. It's worth more than 1,000 sorries. This is not what I wanted. Uh-oh. Was ist this? Okay, good. It was the lap pillow. 100%. Magical. Now I feel great. Ooh, a little self-calming. Ah! Thank you. That's great. That's the biggest, the best. Hi, hi, hi. Hmm. Double lap pillow. Get a look out. See if you notice anything this time. Great. Yeah, move up the timeline. I wonder why she was resistant. Good. No, great. Yeah. Dual wielding. You know they are. That makes it more fun. Wow. Oh god. I can't. Yeah, I can't. Okay. We got a new contender for best scene in show. Huh? Uh this is this is a powerful emotional breakthrough between these characters. If we didn't buy their chemistry, we get it now. What's the one thing that a person who's unable to approach or show their true emotions needs more than anything else? To be accepted regardless, to be embraced for who they are behind that. All of the things that Subaru is so ashamed and afraid of showing, Amelia sits there and goes, "Yes, I understand," and holds him. That is pretty close to perfect. This scene is pretty close to perfect for a romantic connection sequence. I'm hard pressed to think of any better. That's really, really powerful and really sweet. Fantastic. And the rest of the episode is orchestrated to lead us to that moment. Open up and start putting on an act. Just from the outset, right? Well, searching for things as well, but we get that initial first moment. And then he's out and he's working and he's doing stuff, and it's great until he pushes too far. And he starts to push too far right after we break the gate for the first time. We pop his magic cherry. So I want to throw something out about the magic cherry gate thing. Okay, we'll skim up to it and then we'll talk about it there. I think that he makes all the best choices that I could think of. Work at the mansion instead of anything else. Approach the maids friendly and effectively. Try to be as competent as possible. Show himself to be relatively trustworthy, and focus on protecting the people that he cares about and finding out what he can. He finds out that he's a shadow magician, which wasn't on the initial list. Gets dropped into shadow magician world and finds it familiar. Too familiar. Likely, whoever is doing magic upon him is also a shadow magician. Maybe it's him from the future. Just throwing that out there. And Subaru is... this is trauma. This is a traumatic shock response. He just experienced near death again. Something close to the void. And so when he turns around... bam! Full mask. It's more obvious in this episode than any other, and I think that's very intentional because this is the mask drop. When he eventually lays on her lap, eventually he's able to let that mask fall. But this is the episode where we see it most effectively. Immediately drops into, haha, that's very cool, seems very fun, can I learn it too? When his real thought is terror, I think. So we try to train toward it. Expel a portion of it through your gate and out of your body. No problem. Makes the same magic noises and a bunch of hands, tendrils, darkness burst through that butthole. Hey, wait a second. The gate is a boom. And what Puck says right after, I think, is fantastic. Long story short, your control over your gate isn't very good, so you shouldn't try too hard. Shouldn't push too hard, right? Okay, so if the gate is, in magical terms, the thing that lets your true power, your mana, your soul or whatnot, out, or holds it in, then what would it be in sort of psychological terms? It would be the barrier, the compunction, the mask, right? Can't let things out through the mask. The mask is to block your expressions from getting out, right? Your truth, your actual feelings. They come up against the wall of the mask and are not expressed. I'd say Subaru has never used his gate, or at least very rarely does. So what happens if you don't use a muscle? It atrophies, becomes brittle and weak. And so if you push up against it, bam! So then, if the gate is his honesty and ability to speak his feelings truly, it's like this experience causes him to button that up real tight and then push against it at the same time. And it's like he's exploding outward with maskedness. It's like, or like a mistake is made and then you overcorrect in that direction. Or you let out a little fart and it's not a fart, and so you're real tight for the rest of the day. Either way, Subaru clenches down on all of his negative emotions and feelings. Even as the people around him move to support him and bolster him, he clamps down. I think this is the second most powerful line, at least in the episode. Sorry to make you do that for me. What the fuck are you on about, man? I did it because I wanted to. I don't want your apologies. I don't want you to act like I was required to do this by some debt, and now you're like, oh, sorry for making you do that. I did it for me and for you, and because I wanted to, and you can just say thank you. You just don't get it. One thank you more than a million sorries. Very cool. This is very interesting. I think we're going to avoid murder by maids, which is really good. Excessively quick-witted is certainly a way to put it. Necessary to keep an eye on him is super interesting, and give the proper warnings so that she doesn't do anything rash. I think means that we've dodged the bullet. Curse avoidance talk with Byakko is wonderful, and all of the mystery around the witch is fucking stellar. Or satellar, ha ha ha. Devoured the other 6 witches who bore the names of the remaining deadly sins, and drained half the world dry? And was sealed by the powers of a dragon, a hero, and a sage. Most likely related to the dragon that was responsible for the pact of the kingship, and I would assume that either the hero or the sage is the king role as well, and that this is a setup for the eventual reemergence of the Witch of Envy and us Long Quest fighting her. Maybe. Especially given that there is the Cult of the Witch, which seemed to be dedicated to bringing her back or something. But the wrinkle that I don't get yet is that her body is that of a silver-haired half-elf. She was sealed, but her body was not destructible. So he interprets that as understanding why she introduced herself as Satella, believing that she believed that he would understand who that was and would be pushed away from it and not get involved in her stuff. I don't know if that's it. Maybe it's something more than that. How many silver-haired half-elves are there? Genuinely. Is Amelia actually walking around in the... Is she like the shell of the Witch of Envy, stripped of power and evil and just walking around? Or is the Witch of Envy her one relative that she mentioned? Or neither. Maybe it's neither, and I'm just, maybe I'm just confused about how many half-elves there might be. But it seems pretty poignant to me, huh? Why would someone do that? They'd have to have no fear of death. Oh boy, this is painful. This is actually painful. It's really goofy at first and fun and good and cool, and then it's really painful. Something's going wrong with Subaru. He seems like he's going way too hard, and it really is. Puck gets it. The inside and outside are all confused. Doesn't know how to be. He can't show what he actually feels, and so he can't feel what he actually feels. And so he feels it even more, and then doubles down even harder on forcing himself to act and work and be perfect and make everything work so that he can avoid, because time is of the essence and everything is relying on this, and all the people are burden, pressure. And a lie. A little lie that could have become a real problem. This scene, once he starts saying, I feel sick, and he's conscious that his emotions are not in line with his actions, and his actions are not in line with his emotions, and he doesn't know what to do about it. And even as he's feeling it, he smashes into that act, into that mask, every time that somebody is near him. And then he's alone, and it's all creeping in on him and destroying him and tearing him apart because he's alone, and he can be true when he's alone. He doesn't have a mask on. He can't lie, and he can just feel the truth, and it looms, and it looms, and it looms. And suddenly he finds himself puking in a sink. And he goes from destroyed to grinning and pretending, and Amelia sees right through it and pulls him in and forces him to sit. And we start to frame separately. We start to frame everything differently. Big angle to these big flat shots. One side of the bed, the other side of the bed. Half and half, yeah. Split off, ka-thunk. Split off. It's actually really reminiscent to me of the first love scene, the first sex scene in Mushoku Tensei, because of the way we do like characters coming together and colliding via filmography, via camera work. Really reminiscent of that. We've set up and established this sunset hue, golden hour tone as the tone for emotional conversations with the blue and red onis, and now this and a couple of others. Big deep blush in the ears, ka-thunk, and a real great position and a real great view in multiple ways. But all of that falls away in the face of this. You don't have to put on that weird act. It's just me. I know you're exhausted. She runs her fingers through his hair and lets him break. It's been rough, hasn't it? And finally, yeah. We get a pastel glow to everything. And Subaru weeps and discovers that even though he cannot tell her what is going on, he can tell her what's going on inside him. That's enough, isn't it? That's enough. I think this is a beautiful romantic connection. It is no longer in any way a surprise to me that people would fall in love with this show or the characters within it. I know that there will be reason to fall for Rem and Ram as we move along, but I haven't felt it. Amelia, though. There's some good romance there. That's really sweet. There is little as romantic as seeing through to the shameful core of a person and embracing it? Isn't that what love is? I think it is what love is. And in some ways, it's rarely depicted that way. So I'm glad to have seen such a really lovely depiction of it. And one that's executed really well over the course of the episode. Built to and paid off really wonderfully. Well, there's no running away from this anymore. These people are far too important. And so we're going to have to try to fight, or at least discover what's causing the deaths in Roswell Manor. Thanks so much for joining me for this episode of ReZero, where your boy Subaru got back on his feet and fell off them and then got back on them. Really good stuff. Powerful emotional shit, interesting world stuff, curious mysteries that keep building upon themselves even as we find out more clues. What a joy. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week for more early access on the Patreon. Much love. Peace.